Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu and peace out to the rest of you. Hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. You know, to be honest, gentlemen, I don't really want to start this with the peace greeting for the sake of giving an inconsistent message, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. But however, this message is not necessarily peaceful. I'm going to tell you guys straight away. This is what's happening with sistren's insistence upon discussing Klay Thompson and his not taking Meg Thee Stallion seriously. There's something to all of this, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all what that is. They're talking about it. I mean, this is just another celebrity couple that didn't stay a couple for certain reasons, but I'm going to tell you mainly about why the sistren insist on discussing this at the same time that they are discussing Justin Fairfax and Shamar Elkins the way they discuss them, and then don't discuss Ashlee Jenae the way that they refuse to discuss her. Now, I'm not a celebrity athlete, not a professional athlete. I am an ESL teacher in another country. My own job, this job that does not make me rich or famous, potentially rich even, doesn't even allow that, can keep me so busy at times that that's why it takes me days in between recordings now. I'm over here busting my behind trying to get students who can barely speak Arabic correctly to speak English like they got some mother cuss word sense. They do what they can to avoid it. Really. I mean, my students, I realized, and I told them, and I have to read a poem / rap that I wrote for an educational reason to tell him, listen, I know what you've been doing. You actually do know a lot of these answers and these corrections. That keeps me so mother cuss word busy at times that you can see how long it takes me in between recordings and uploads. And let me start off by giving a shout out to S. Jock and to the professional for coming through on Cash App like they did. From the bottom of my black heart and from the depths of my black mind, thank you both. Also, I'm going to tell the rest of you, yes, go on ahead and hit that mother cuss word share button. But also hit that Cash App button on your way out of the jet black aircraft when we finish this flight and dock at the gate. Or go to the lounge and subscribe, because frankly, when you hear this, if you are hearing this in the lounge, first in business class, it's already going to be hours before anybody else can hear this. It'll be on YouTube, but by the time you hear this on YouTube, everyone in the lounge was able to hear this for hours. They were able to make suggestions as to sound quality and stuff like that, and maybe even decide, hey, look, you need to add this point in there. But I'm going to tell you guys that the reason why the sistren are talking about all of these things the way they are is tied to the same reason that they're willing to sit up here and weaponize Klay Thompson's phenotype against him, as he has made what amounts to be a less foolish decision than the other decision presented, the other alternative that was on the table. He done already fornicated with her. Now, I'm not for the fornication, period. I'm not allowed to be. It's not personal. It's not me being on a high horse. It's just the rules. But according to his and Megan's own standard and logic, what they did was normal. In their view, what they did was normal. Had he decided we're not married, so we're not fornicating, she would have left him anyway. He wouldn't have been allowed to leave her, but she definitely would have left him. Okay, fine. Well, here's where it gets worse, though, because it does get worse. And this is the sad part about it. I wish it wasn't like this. I really do. But anyway, enough about what I want. The reason why it is that they're willing to say these things about him and tell you and me that there is to be no discussion about why Shamar Elkins or Justin Fairfax crashed out like they did. Even if we don't go so far as to exonerate them, there should be no discussion about why. When they say this, let me tell you what that's about. They're saying that, gentlemen, for one reason, and that reason is that they religiously refuse to respect black men. Admixed or unmixed, they refuse to respect black men. And as such, they refuse to allow each other to respect black men. And as such, they refuse to allow discussions that would inform other black men of how to not walk into the pressure cookers into which Shamar Elkins and Justin Fairfax walked, because the public consciousness was not made conscious of the pressure cooker traps that await black men who devote themselves to black women and family. That's why. See, you could have the same problem messing around with these other women, these other Westernicias. An Asian Westernicia, a white Westernicia, a Latin Westernicia, it really doesn't matter. You can have that issue. What's going to happen, though, is that when you get with a black Westernicia, the disrespect starts right off the bat. The others are probably going to show you some respect in the very beginning. That's what they'll do. Then they'll either say, well, this piece is nice and I like it, and they stay on that track and abandon any efforts to create the drama to try to drive you away and part you from your wealth, or they just go ahead and continue with those plans, but that's after you've experienced some peace and some respect from them. That's what normally happens when you're dealing with a non-black Westernicia. The disrespect may still come, but it's going to come later on, if at all. And I say may. With the black Westernicia, it is damn near guaranteed. There are women that are black in the West that will not disrespect you like that, but you're not going to find them. And many times the women that will not do that are only not going to do that because they don't think they can get away with it based on their looks and their appearance. And that's what made them make that decision. You take a black Westernicia that is beautiful or even just mildly cute, and they're going to try to get away with stuff because that's how they've been socialized. The ones that are cute and would not do that still are the ones you will never meet because they're at home. I've stated before, the reason why AC is right is because the good ones are not willing to do what it takes to come out there and get you. They're still going to sit back and wait for you to go and knock on their door. So that's their mistake. Their mistake is not an immoral behavior, but it's still a stupid one. And so therefore, you got to leave them alone too. Don't go looking for them. That's why I say, do what AC said. Do not approach sisters. Not because we hate them categorically, but because the good ones of them got problems. Wouldn't be caught dead valuing you enough to come out and get you. They'll be quick to sit up and say, girl, I'm alone, I'm lonely, I need it. But they'll be quick to tell each other this. Let a man walk by and then all of a sudden they fuck the shuck up, clam up. Nope. Because they don't want you knowing that you're any kind of value to them. Even they don't want that. It's not about dignity. It's about ego. It's worse than dignity. It's ego. Because there's nothing shameful about a woman being heterosexual and wanting a man, and they consider that to be shameful because their ego is still a damn problem. Matter of fact, the best ones got the worst egos. Best in behavior, I mean, and character got the worst egos. And we'll approach them. Back to what I was getting at, though. Megan, I want to tell y'all this. Megan, of course, is abnormally tall for a lady, and Klay Thompson is abnormally tall for a man. He's also an abnormally high earner for anybody compared to anyone anywhere in the world. In terms of the metrics by which women judge men, he's in the elite. She still would not have tried to get him to wipe her up if she had not already done the foul, filthy, stank, funky crap she has done previously. And his family's not the kind of family that goes for that. But somebody in that family decided, and I know because I come from a similar family, although I don't have a white parent. My family does not allow marriages with whites. But make a long story short, I come from a similar family, Huxtable type family. Someone like Megan Thee Stallion is not welcome in that family. Not with that kind of behavior. You could have less money and less education and still have Huxtable values and behavior, and you can make it into the family, but you cannot act like Megan Thee Stallion publicly and then make it into the family. And as a matter of fact, if you got Huxtable-like behaviors and values, but you still went through the same hot girl summer phase and we find out about it, you can't make it into the family. Now, I've not been the patriarch of the family, but I'm slowly moving into this role to a certain extent, the patriarch of at least my branch of the family. I'm moving into that role and I'm maintaining the same rules moving forward for the future generations. No, daughter, son, granddaughter, grandson, you can't marry the likes of that, neither behaviorally, publicly, nor behaviorally, privately. You cannot do it. Not allowed. And if you decide that you want to marry someone whose family acts like that, but you're marrying the individual that doesn't, you have to look and see the kind of distance that individual has from the family's fallout when they do dumb stuff like this. Has this individual shielded himself or herself from the consequences of relatives acting like this and then calling him to get a bailout, calling her to get a bailout? Is he still there to bail them out of the consequences of these dumbass decisions that they're going to make, even though he or she won't make those decisions? Because you're not going to subject yourself to lose everything that the family's put together. Okay, is he willing to go and live several time zones away from the family? How about that? Is she willing to do that? No? Oh, okay, well then you're going to stay. Nope, y'all ain't tying the knot. Now, I want you to look at the sisterhood running interference for Megan Thee Stallion. Before she can say anything about his shade, they're running interference, calling him a beige bandit and making fun of the way that he looks, his phenotype, and trying to attribute his decision to not commit to her to the way that he looks. All these light-skinned ninjas cheat. Wait a minute. You know that there are sisters that say that light-skinned ninjas better not cheat because they shouldn't be able to, so how the hell do we all cheat then? There are women that can't understand how the hell we have anybody at all, so how the hell could we be cheating? I'm dead serious. Now, Klay Thompson looks like a mixed black man. I look ambiguous. And I'm not, how tall is he? 6'5", I guess? Understand this. Partisan Fontaine is 6'5". I don't even remember what he looks like, but he's 6'5". Megan cheated on Partisan with Tory Lanez, while Tory was supposedly dating Megan's friend, or at least Megan's friend thought so, whatever the case was, leading to the fight when it came down to whether she was going to side against the other sister or she was going to side against that no good, nasty, low down black man. She decided to throw him under the bus, get him sent, and he got sent for 10 years. This is why it is that Tory and Klay and you and me and all of us have to learn the same lesson. Do not be sexually easy. And when older black men say, you a man, you're going to be sexually easy, you say to them, listen, we are not going to kill ourselves behind you and your ideas. And if you think that way, you an old ass fool. Now, human beings may be sexually easy because of weakness, but women have another weakness, and that's shame. Not necessarily moral shame. They just have social shame. And so therefore, it's easy to shame Western women for making moral sexual choices. That's when they get embarrassed. They don't get embarrassed for being sluts and thoughts and having hot girl summers and all that stuff. Catching STDs in Houston. They could get on their camera phones and record themselves with those breakouts around the mouths. This is for my hot girl weekend in Houston. They could record them, and you know they're all going to screw the same few dudes even in Houston. How many dudes went to Houston thinking they're going to get some and they didn't? But yet all these women got STDs. Foot the walk, man. What does that tell you? So you got these women that can sit up there and record themselves doing that. Women that are chaste can't talk about that. What does that tell you? You are dealing with a refusal, a religious refusal to respect righteousness. And that's what all of this is about. All the Hyenas and their sisterhood and their Hyenocracy's reactions to Ashlee Jenae, or the lack of reaction to that. Their emotional, intentionally devoid of logic reaction to both Justin Fairfax and Shamar Elkins. And then their very surface level reactions and ad hominem attacks on Klay Thompson's appearance because he wouldn't seriously take a non-serious, loose woman are all based on a refusal to respect you and me. PJ Washington can't have respect. Not only did Brittany Renner decide to target that man, but she succeeded. She had no competition. What the fuck does that tell you? And some of you all like, yeah, some old dudes are sitting up here like, yeah, man, I smashed Brittany. Well, dummy, if you're talking about how she looks, fine. But when you look at Brittany and how she acts, no, you got to say you wouldn't do it. You have to be able to tell them. And some of these some old guys have actually said as much. So other old men should know this. You got to be able to look at someone like her, the way she behaves, and say, no, I wouldn't. Now, how do you know how they behave if you don't see them? You got to be able to look at the ones that you don't know and say, I don't know your behavior like that. So no, you might be crazy, and I'm not sticking my thing in crazy. Really, when you're not open to the fornication in general, okay, marriage, yeah. On your terms, of course, but marriage, but not fornication, that right there, it's not necessarily going to make the women respect you more, but it will give them fewer opportunities to disrespect you, and it will help protect you. Because understand this, when you look at the reactions to all of these things that the sistren have, Will Smith slapping Chris, Jada cheating on Will Smith, with August Alsina before that, Breonna Taylor being shot, trying to use Breonna Taylor's shooting to deflect our attention away from Jada Pinkett Shakur cheating on Will Smith. Then actually being willing to talk about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock for making a joke about Jada Pinkett Shakur in a positive light. All their one-sided reactions point to one thing. They refuse to respect you and me, and they can't learn to do it. We can't teach them lessons that are going to make them respect us. As I said, the good ones are convinced that they're too good to show any interest. So they sit at home and wait. Sit at home and wait for us to go knock on their doors because they know how to behave. That's them. The bad ones are out there trying to find ways to get at us because they're bad and they know it, and they're looking for victims. That's what it is. That's a refusal to respect you. And Megan, after all that she has done, cheating on Partisan, cheating with Tory, behind her own friend's back, watching her friend pull a gun, shoot her, and then agreeing with this friend that they're going to pin it on Tory. All this stuff. And she had the nerve to think that nobody in this family into which she wanted to marry was going to look in to her and see who the hell she was and how she had behaved just publicly. They probably were thinking about getting a private investigator and just did a regular internet search and said, wait a minute. Who? Oh, God, no. Hey, yo, Klay, let me holler at you for a second. Klay, is she trying to get you to take her seriously? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would. Yeah, well, don't do it. Here's why. There you go. Now, she's going to cheat. She's going to cheat. You're not ghetto. You're not hood. She definitely is going to cheat. And she's going to cheat on you with somebody that did not do half of what you do. You are the provider. And she's going to cheat on you with someone that's not going to provide as much. And you can see it. Here's the evidence right there. You've been busy training and playing and winning and losing, but you've been busy doing this because, athletes got to stay in shape all year round. You've been busy doing this and staying focused. This is what she's been doing because she doesn't have to be as focused and as in shape as you have to be. And therefore, she's setting you up. This is what she's got planned. And then he looked and said to her, I can't be monogamous. She shouldn't have saying that she was with him through all these mood swings. I'm telling you now, a black woman, if she's from Houston, she definitely is not telling the truth. If she's from Dallas, and I don't remember which part of Texas from which she comes, but if she's from Dallas, I don't really know, although I doubt it. But if she is from Houston, she's not telling the truth. She was not with Klay Thompson through his mood swings because Klay Thompson's not a white man. Light bright, but he ain't white. Gulf Coast black women are not going to be with light-skinned men through a man's mood swings. Because that's the definition, according to the Urban Dictionary, that's the definition of acting light-skinned. Being a man and having mood swings? Oh, God, no, they're not going to do that. Are you insane? Are you crazy? Because that's not a man. So she was being, what she means is that she was sticking with him through her mood swings. Read between the lines, gentlemen. And if she's from Dallas, it probably still means the same thing, but it damn sure does if she's from Houston. They are not playing about what they're not willing to do for men without seriously getting a disproportionate payoff in return. Her behavior, her plans, and the sisterhood's reactions are all pointing to one thing, and I don't ever want you to forget it: a religiously convicted refusal to respect you, especially when you're righteous. They can't learn to do it. They're not capable of that. The younger ones might be capable of respecting us when we're no longer there for them, when our younger brethren are no longer there for the ones that are their ages now as kids and are about to be young adults at the same time. Their own contemporaries might be able to learn some respect based on absence, but the ones that are adults now cannot learn to respect you or me or Klay or Travis Hunter or PJ Washington or Dre or anybody. They cannot. Or Shaq. And remember, Shaq's ex-wife was married when he met her. Keep that in mind. But he's blamed because he cheated, but he's the high earner. In a society in which polygyny is not legal, by these folks' own definition, it is worse when women cheat than it is when men do. And I don't believe in cheating, period. But by these own folks' definitions. Yet and still they want to sit up and the women want to always exonerate women who cheat and always blame the men who cheat. Always. Overlook what Megan did. Overlook that she cheated on Partisan Fontaine. Overlook all of that. Oh, wait a minute. Klay wouldn't commit to her. Don't overlook that. That light, bright, no good. He was a beige bandit. He lied to her. Women been lying to men from the very beginning. Even in traditional societies, they've been either silent or they've lied. And these broads ain't gonna say a mother cuss word about it, because what they're saying in a nutshell, it's okay for them to lie to men as a whole. Maintaining the pink wall of silence even at the expense of their own sons, as Joey Staley pointed out. He's got a community post in my community tab about this. Shout out to him too. It is okay for them to maintain the pink wall of silence even at the expense of their own sons. But for you even to marry polygynously is wrong, because what it does is it takes away one wife's control over your entire sex life. That's what that's about. It's a refusal to respect you. And it's a refusal to learn any respect for you. It is a refusal to go through anything that might teach them a lesson to learn any respect from you, for you. That's what all of this is. It is a religious conviction to disrespect you and a religious refusal to respect you. It is against their religion to respect you, unless maybe you are unrighteous. And while they don't really respect even the ones with whom they're cheating, even then, the comparison is still so nasty that it is the one on whom they're cheating that really is insulted the most, and they know this, and that's exactly the way they want it. That's what all of their reactions to all of these. Look at these different stimuli, see what they got in common and what their differences are, and then look at their reactions to them, and you'll notice this pattern. That's one of the reasons I wait a few days before I even, not only because I'm busy, I mean, hell, I'm not a professional athlete and I'm busy. I got to wait days to record, but I can listen while I'm working. And that's one of the reasons why I might listen for a few days to people reacting to the same thing to see, because then I can tell you, okay, look, this is celebrity gossip. So I can't just get into celebrity gossip. I got real life things to worry about. But the celebrity gossip can matter if it is being used as tools in their psychological war to trick all of us into accepting the Russell Wilson deal, even if it's not really what's going on behind the scenes between Russell and Sierra. They keep using this. And that's the only reason I even mentioned it. It's just an illustration of their psychosis. And of course, again, their refusal to respect you as human beings because you're a black man. Admixed or unmixed, you're a black man, and they can't respect you. And this is part of why it is that what Edward Allen Anderson was saying was correct. When they do divest, when they do decide to step out, date out, marry out, all of that, they don't go after other men of color for the most part, unless those men of color come from groups that also have traditionally shown Massa Wyatt that they're going to side with him against us. Then they might make an exception. I bet you the one reason Janet Jackson decided to leave Wissam Almana was not only because she got the kid and the money. I bet you one reason she was willing to leave was because she found out that the Gulf Arabs are not nearly as racist as they're stereotyped to be. I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying they're not nearly as racist as they're stereotyped to be. I know, I live here. She found that out. She was like, oh, they're actually a little bit too accepting of us niggas. And she bounced. I bet you money if gambling was allowed. Anyway, you get the idea. I hope that this helps. I mean that from the bottom of my black heart, from the depths of my black mind. Thank you for flying with us again here on Jet Black Air, where the phrase jet black is also a verb. Keep jetting black with us till the wings and the wheels fall off. And yes, again, press that Cash App button on your way out of the Jet Black aircraft once we dock at the gate. Gender justice forever.
No, there will be darkness. I pray that the ancestors will preserve and protect our tribe and safeguard the past as it was.
Nothing will be as it was ever again. Now, kill him.